Here's another deep question. My husband lusts after me and I have sexual trauma. I want and desire what you describe in so many of your posts, but I don't know how to reach that. I don't know how to embody that. I don't know how to experience that. I feel you. And it's tough. And I empathize with you. And I hear that you've experienced sexual trauma, and I'm sorry for that. And no one should have to go through that level of abuse. No one should experience that level of invasion upon oneself without consent. And it may not be physical rape or molestation. It could be something else. It could be the way that you're relating to your body. I don't know. That's all the information that I got. But sexual trauma could also be the way one relates to their body, to their genitalia. Maybe they hurt their genitalia when they were younger. That's sexual trauma. Sexual trauma comes in so many different forms, but I hear you. I hear what you're saying. And I hear that also you clearly, what it sounds like to me, is that you want to be present to your husband. You want to open your own body up as well, and you want to open your healing up. And that trauma can be healed. And obviously that's where we start. And it can be healed in relationship, and you can work through this together, and he can help you heal. He can't do the healing for you, but how he shows up to you, if he shows up consistently to you, in consistency, if he shows up in love to you, if he shows up in care and compassion and non-judgment to you, if he sees all of you and embraces all of your parts, and if you're able to then go into deeper sharing with each other, experiential sharing with each other around what is really hurting you, what is really there for you, that can be healing. And my recommendation is to work with someone, a therapist that specializes in sexual trauma or trauma, a somatic therapist specifically, so you can begin to neurologically close the loop on that trauma. That's important, that you can go deeper into your own self so that you can heal that part of you, to let go of the story that you are your sexual trauma, to let go of the story that maybe this could be a story that you deserve that, or that it's your fault, or that happened for a reason, so you must. No, it's not yours. And you give that back. And working with someone that can reflect that back to you, that has deep psychological, psycho-emotional skills, trauma-informed, that can help you move that through you. Having that support, trusted, respected, revered support, is going to be so important. I come across this so often. Men and women that have sexual shame, that I carried sexual shame for so long because of my history and my relationship to my body in different ways. And there's layers of that I'm still working through. That's the truth of it. And whilst there's definitely deep healing in my relationship because of the way my wife sees me in compassion, non-judgment, and love and acceptance, I also work with coaches and therapists, not therapists per se at the moment, but coaches, specialists, I should say, that can help me move through the nuances and the layers of where I'm at the moment. Because it really is in the nuances now. It's not so gross, right? It's not so gross, not so big, not so overt and clear. I've moved through all of that. I'm in the minutiae. But having someone there that can support you through that can be deeply enriching and healing for your relationship. And knowing that you're safe enough and you don't have to relive that. And that's not you anymore. And that was then and this is now. But deep empathy for the journey that you're on. And knowing that you can shift that shame and you can shift that pain and you can change the relationship to your body and to the way you see yourself and to your past experiences, but that they have to be felt in a safe way, in a very appropriate way in order to be released. And it's that release that creates spaciousness in the body. As I mentioned earlier, so many men and women come to me with sexual trauma, a history of sexual shame and sexual trauma, and they bring that into their present relationship, and it is hurting them. It is causing division. It is causing blocks and walls and all of that. And they just want to love and be loved and give and receive love openly, but they don't know how because they're in so much pain of being hurt again. And it's not that they think that their partners are going to hurt them. It's an unconscious projection of, I don't feel safe in the world. And so can you help yourself feel safer in the world? Can you learn how to be in physical and emotional self-care? What are the things that you need? And you may need someone to reflect that back to you to help you. What are the things that you need to look after your body, to nurture yourself, whatever the things, the requests that you may have of your partner, to help, for them to help you help yourself. And it's all possible. It really is. I promise you. And it's a journey, and you're asking the question, and that's a beautiful thing. And that's difficult. That is not easy, because now at some level you know you're going to have to come face to face with that stuff that's really painful, but can you do it in a supported way, in a safe environment, and slowly? You don't need a rush, but your healing is there. Your healing is there.